G'day guys, it's your old pal Gojo Nico here, and in today's video I am doing my round 2 tips for the AFL season, which is finally resuming, which I'm so happy about. And that means footy season returning. That means I can get back in the swing of tipping, which I absolutely love, and I'm so competitive when it comes to tipping. So yeah, I take it very seriously. So yeah. Okay, let's check what I did in round 1. Richmond Carlton. I almost got that correct. I tipped Richmond by 29 points. I was only 5 points off, so pretty darn close. That's not a bad start. Oh my god, I think a lot of people did terribly on this. And as a Bulldogs fan, I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed with this game. One of the worst games I've ever seen the Dogs play. And yeah, we got slaughtered. But oh well, I'm just gonna pretend that never happened. Essendon Fremantle got that right. Fremantle came back in the last quarter, but Essendon just hanged on. Good job, Essendon, because they're a much better team than Freo. Adelaide Sydney, Texan, the big Texan couldn't kick the goal from outside 50 before the siren went. So Adelaide lost by 3 points. Oh, we really should have won that game at the Adelaide Oval, but oh well. The Giants, Cats game, that was a pretty easy tip, and the Giants won pretty comfortably, because they're just much better than the Cats, okay? Because the Giants are looking for some hunger. They're going to be wanting revenge on what happened last year. They're going to be just, you know, they're just going to be more determined, okay, than ever. I'm an idiot. I'm the biggest idiot. I tipped Gold Coast against Port Adelaide. What was I thinking? I just thought, maybe because round 1, Gold Coast usually do well at the start of the year. Much like, maybe Gold Coast will pull upset straight up, but nope, Port Adelaide did the job really convincingly. And I think me and a lot of other people made look like fools by tipping the Suns. But that's okay. Got North Melbourne and the Saints. The Saints let me down. The Saints just choked the lead. They should have won that. Inaccuracy didn't help them. And North weren't that great, so thanks St Kilda. Now Hawthorn really did a number on Brisbane, okay? It was a 50-50 game, but Hawthorn really did a number on Brisbane. Brisbane were poor, man. Brisbane were poor. And Hawthorn deservedly so won, okay? The Eagles D's, I got that one correct. I mean, why would I tip the D's? They were playing Eagles with Tim Kelly on their home deck. That was never going to work out. Melbourne we're alright, not too bad, but they just shot themselves in the foot a fair bit. So yeah, that's round 1. Now, we move on to round 2. Now I've already done the tips, but I'm just going to go through them. Okay, I'm going to tip Richmond by 22 points. Now, I have to stress a disclaimer. My mum goes to Richmond and I'm a bit biased, okay? So just get that disclaimer. But I also generally think Richmond are just a better team. I think their systems are a bit easier to adjust after lockdown than Collingwood's, okay? Collingwood got a few inclusions, like forgot who they included, the new Cameron guy in, so that's good for him. No Jane Stevenson, which is surprising, but you know, Richmond got Bachelor Hooley back and Jack Higgins, but no Toby Nankervis or Josh Caddy. I'm filming this after when Richmond and Collingwood teams come out on Wednesday nights, so yeah. But yeah, no. So a few changes, you know. But I still think Richmond are much better, a bit stronger than Collingwood, okay? And since there's no Mason Cox, I can't see Collingwood winning. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, I can't see Collingwood winning this game. I just think Richmond are just a bit stronger, okay? And I'm only going from 22 points with my margins. Just to let you know, I never tip ridiculous margins. I always tip in the 20s, or if it's like a crappy Friday night, maybe at 40 odd. But I usually tip them around 3 or 4 goals, just to be conservative, because I don't want to get my margins that bad. Okay, Geelong Hawthorn. I feel like 85-15% is way too high. I feel like it should be a bit closer. But I'm still going with the Cats, because of the geometry factors purely, because of the dimensions and all that. But I won't be surprised if Hawthorn win. So, we'll see about that. Plus, it's Patrick Dangerfield's 250th game. Congrats, Danger. I still think he's the best player in the game right now. And hopefully, Paddy has a good game, okay? And for the Cats' sake, they get up. And my sake, because I tipped them. But yeah, it's going to be a weird clash scene at GMHBA with no crowd. and it's against Hawthorn, probably a one-off. So I'm just going to enjoy this, seeing this. Okay, Geelong actually playing a home game against Hawthorn. So yeah, this will be interesting. I think the Cats will win though. Okay, Lions Dockers, not much needs to be said here. Dockers have still got a few injured players, and the Lions, they would be very disappointed after their round 1 loss. Okay, they just didn't show up really that well, and it's on their home deck. The Gap is a fortress now again, so this is one more easier game to tip. I feel sorry for Freo fans because they're gonna have a hard year because they're a rebuilding team. I feel sorry for Nat Fyfe and Michael Walters who are going to be on a rebuilding team, but you know, it is what it is. The Lions are just way too talented, way more talented, and way more skilled than the young Dockers. Okay. Okay, controversial one, and I'm going to change mid-tip. I tipped this a few days ago. I tipped the Blues, but I realised with the inclusion of Harley Bennell and Nathan Jones and a few other Melbourne players, they should win. I don't trust Melbourne one stretch. It's probably I'm so 50-50 on this, but I'm going to tip Melbourne because they've got a much better team on paper. And yes, Patrick Cripps is much better than any of Melbourne's players, or any of Melbourne's midfielders / players. But the thing is, it's just him in the midfield. Okay, Melbourne's midfield is way better than any other Carlton midfielders, and I think they'll win that. And if Melbourne get on top and they contest the possessions and their clearances because of Maxi gone, because no Matthew Cruiser's still injured, I think. I hope I'm not wrong, but yeah. Then Melbourne should win, okay? Because they should win convincingly. Because Carlton have still got a list of like a bottom 5, 6 team. Melbourne got a list of more of a top 8 team. So Melbourne should win. But it's their mental side is what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about their talent. Their talent's great, but yeah. I hope Melbourne win. But I won't be surprised if they lose. Port Adelaide. Now, out of all the teams, I think Adelaide's easily had the worst period of the lockdown because of controversies, okay? Like the Tyson Sningle drink driving around Easter, the camps, or the breaking quarantine rules, the 15, 16 players, and the assistant coach breaking rules, and he's out for a period of time. What else? Oh yeah, Billy Frampton and Carl Hardigan a few days ago punching each other at training. That was funny, but it shows Adelaide are just not cohesive whatsoever. Billy Frampton is the new Port Adelaide recruit, so ironically. So yeah, and club great Andrew McLeod's talked crap about them, I think. So yeah, Adelaide have had some controversy during this lockdown period, and on-field wise, I don't think they'll win because they're a rebuilding team. I've got them second last, okay? Only to the Gold Coast Suns. But yeah, just Adelaide, just going to be rebuilding, okay? They've still got talent in there, don't worry. They've still got good players like Rory Sloane, the Crouch brothers, Taylor Walker, obviously, Tom Lynch. They've still got talented players, but I just think they're just going they're in a transition rebuilding phase, okay? Especially with a new coach as well. So yeah, I don't expect Adelaide to win this, but it's a showdown, so who the hell knows? There'll be actually fans at this game, which I'm so happy. Hopefully my man The Pair, if you don't know who The Pair is a Port Adelaide, is a YouTuber from Adelaide who does Port Adelaide content. I love The Pair, my man. Shout out to you. Hopefully Port Adelaide win for The Pair's sake and Mike's sake, because I'm tipping them. And plus, I don't like Adelaide. They're one of my least favourite teams. On the other hand, Port Adelaide are one of my favourite teams, so it gives me more of a reason to tip Port Adelaide. Okay, not much needs to be said on this one. It's the easiest game to tip. Unfortunately, it's Gold Coast, West Coast, the other game on Saturday night. Gold Coast are the home team, but anyway, Gold Coast are the home team. That's not really going to change anything because West Coast are just a much better team. They're a top 4 team in my opinion, West Coast. Gold Coast are wooden spooners, no offence. Gold Coast have lost a few of their players like Brandon Ellis and Jarrah Witts, 2 of the most important players, which gives me more of a reason to tip West Coast. Unfortunately, I think this will be the biggest margin. I think West Coast will win by at least 6-7 goals, probably even more. So, yeah, West Coast, convincing win. Okay, Giants, North Melbourne, okay. And the Giants, well, they look dangerous. That's all I can say. They look absolutely dangerous with their midfield and their forward line. All around, really. The Giants pretty much got a full list to choose from, which is rare for them because they've had so many injuries in the past couple of years, even though they've made finals and won them. Apart from Tim Taranto, who's out for at least another month or so, the Giants have got a pretty much full squad, and the Giants are just way too talented on the outside for the Kangaroos. Their midfield's just way better. North Melbourne will be competitive on the inside with Ben Cunnington, don't get me wrong, but the Giants' midfield and forward line is just way too talented and skilled for North Melbourne's. I can see GWS winning by 7-8 goals. That's how much, because they're just a lot more talented and skilled. Plus, it's at Giants Stadium, so yeah, and there'll be fans for this game as well. About 350 people in corporate boxes, so some more fans. Yay! Okay, well, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to switch my tip. I did this a couple of days ago. I went for Sydney, but I'm going to go with Essendon. It's purely because even though Essendon haven't got some players like Arazia Fantasia, Anthony McDonald, Tip Moody, Joe Danaher, and Dysel Heppel, the captain, still under an injury cloud with his foot, I still think the Bombers should win. The Bombers are just all around way better, and they're playing a team that has barely won at the SCG in the past couple of years. That their blood DNA of contested footy has gone out the window, and they're in a transition phase, Sydney, and they plus haven't got Buddy Franklin or Sam Reid, two of their key forwards, which gives me more reason to tip Essendon. The only reason I'm apprehensive to tip the Swans, or to go with the Swans actually, is because Essendon haven't beaten Sydney in Sydney since 2009, and they couldn't beat them last year, and Sydney were pretty much the same, but they're a bit weaker this year. So I expect Essendon to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sydney win, because just that STG factor, really. That's it. Okay, the last game. Saints Bulldogs. The Saints choked a massive lead against North Melbourne. They should have won that game, but they didn't, and they're 0-1. But the Bulldogs, I was very disappointed. It was one of the most disappointing games I've ever seen the Bulldogs play. It was just that bad, okay? And the Bulldogs were just not on. The biggest worry was Tim English getting absolutely mauled by Brodie Grundy for the third time in about a year. So, yeah. Well, on this hand, the Bulldogs, I reckon they'll come out firing and be really pissed about what happened in round one. I hope so, anyway. And on talent, especially in the midfield, the Bulldogs' midfield is just way too talented for St Kilda's, even though St Kilda do have Bradley Hill. I just think the Bulldogs, the only worry I'm worried about is Tim English in the ruck. He's up against, I reckon, a top 3-4 ruckman, Rowan Marshall, okay? I'm a bit worried. If Tim English gets manhandled again like Brodie Grundy, plus they've got Paddy Ryder St Kilda, so that's even more worrying, then we'll lose. But if Tim English is even in the ruck with those two, then we should win, because our midfield's just way too good for St Kilda's, along with our forward line. Also to mention, Josh Bruce against his old mob. He's coming back, and go Brucey. Hopefully kicks a few goals against the old mob. Just to rub it in. I know, in all seriousness, Tom Liberatore is going to come back, hopefully, and along with Toby McLean, since Lockie Hunter is out with the drink driving suspension. That's going to hurt us a bit, but our midfield's still very talented. Obviously, the Bont, McRae, Dunkley, Bailey Smith. So yeah. I just think we're just across the board better, okay? A lot of people predict us to finish top 4, and a lot of people now predict us to barely make the 8 because of that pathetic performance in round 1. So we should win, okay, and get our first win of the year. But if we go 0-2, it's not looking good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My tips are a bit controversial. Hopefully I'll be doing this weekly. So enjoy, guys. See ya. Podcast will be coming soon.